Hello, I'm Ken Seidberg, and I'm podcasting to you from the Biltmore Soundscape Studio here in Central Phoenix. We are an 8-studio studio that tells stories about great and I hope interesting people, like Matļó Thíŋšdá. What I'm about to tell you is a story about this incredible holy man, but it's actually a story about two people. The Navajo artist who created this particular etching, this picture, of a real Lakota Sioux warrior. Matļó Thíŋšdá was born in 1840, died in 1894 at the age of 54, and he died on December 5, 1894. Remember that date. This man was known as Matļó Thíŋšdá in his youth, having to do with his hair, the hair falling from his head. But when he was a young warrior, he was engaged in battle and afterwards ate the gallbladder of a dead animal that they had killed. And when everyone around him saw that he ate a gallbladder without flinching, he became known as Gall, Fisi, a man in the middle. Gall was a holy man, but he was a warrior. And in 1840, when he was born, another warrior was born by the name of Crazy Horse. You probably know that. And also another older warrior, Sitting Bull. Gall, Sitting Bull, and Crazy Horse would come together, and they would be together as warriors, serving in the Red Cloud battles against the cavalry, against the government, for poaching and killing their people. And later, the most magnificent battle in 1875 involving General George Custer. During this time, battles raged between the Native American Sioux and, of course, the cavalry and the federal government. But the story about Gall starts when Major Reno, one of Custer's people, one of his subordinates, attacked the village just prior to the Little Bighorn battle. That wasn't quite in 1875. The battle was actually in 1876. In that massacre by Major Reno on Gall's village, Gall's 2 wives and 3 children were murdered by the cavalry. That was the beginning of what would become the Battle of the Little Bighorn. One of Gall's incredible attributes, besides his steadfast understanding of military tactics, was that he was a holy man as well. And together with Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull, they were a triumvirate of power, of trust, of confidence in their Sioux people. He was Hunkpapa Lakota Sioux. But Crazy Horse was from a different tribe of Lakota Sioux. There were 7 in all. In 1876, there was known to come out with multiple units of cavalry. Many, more than 6 or 7. But no one knew quite how he was going to attack. It was Gall who understood that it would be at least a 2-prong attack. And in fact, he was the military strategist behind it that helped Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull and the thousands of Lakota Sioux defeat Custer in one of the most definitive battles of that time. What made this man even greater, perhaps, although maybe not in the eyes of some of his peers, was that following this, there was such a backlash, obviously from the U.S. government, that he, Gall, and Sitting Bull took several of their people and they went north to Canada. After about 4 years, however, Gall believed that they were hiding out, that they were not fulfilling their destiny, that they were people in exile out of their own land, and he couldn't stand that. Sitting Bull disagreed. Gall led a contingent of his own people back, and they came back and they surrendered to the government, spent time in, if you will, one of their camps, and then ultimately were sent to one of the reservations. It was during that time, and his time at the reservation, that Gall led his people, taught his people, and at one point in time became appointed as a judicial officer to help civilly handle the problems of his own people. He later became friends with several of the interior people and became known within the government as a mediator, as a man who could be trusted. He was never the same. His people lived on Standing Rock Reservation for many years and still to this day. But in 1894, he did die, again on December 5th. I can't end this story without telling you why I have him. The second story has to do with Alvin Marshall, a Navajo artist and a good friend. He was showing this man at one of the festivals, at one of the events here in Arizona. And I was so attracted to this, I couldn't stand it. I bought him. And I come to find that at age 54 on December 5th, he died. 54 years later, on December 5th, 1948, I was born. Is the connection real, illusory? Is there something in the spirit world that draws us together? Is he the kind of man that I would hope to be? I don't know. But I can't help but believe that Alvin Marshall was the conduit that brought me to this man and me to this story, and now you to this story.